What's cooking, everybody? David Porkchop here. Just wanted to do a quick little thing here. I don't do these kind of things very often anymore because it's just a matter of having the time to do so or motivation to do so or whatnot here. But I felt like I had to get something out there like this, just to throw my 2 cents on this here. I mean, take a number or get in line, I know, but it's about this whole Spider-Man MCU thing or whatever. And it just seems kind of fitting because yesterday I saw Spider-Man Far From Home. And I finally got around to watching Homecoming as well. Homecoming was the only Marvel movie I hadn't seen yet up to that point, which I did, and I loved it. I think Far From Home was a little bit of a better movie, but Homecoming had its charm too, of course. And I have to admit that Tom Holland has won me over as Spider-Man, even though I'll always have a soft spot for Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man and whatnot. But he did good, and these movies made me excited about wanting to see more of him and seeing what he can do. Sort of similar to Chris Evans with Captain America and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, you know. But now these reports saying that Sony and Marvel negotiations fell through, so he's going to be pulled from the MCU, which everybody's flipping their biscuits about there, which is certainly understandable, of course, under the circumstances. But it's to be expected, I guess, on account of how much money they're making. But at the same time, there's other reports out there saying it's not the worst case scenario, and there's still negotiations ongoing there. So, but basically, what everybody needs to do is just calm down and relax and let this play out. It could still happen. Don't give up. I mean, Sony and Marvel, they're corporate companies just the same as anybody else, run by people. So it's very well possible that they can find common ground there because everybody will be making money and whatnot there if they can find a way to do this the right way, you know? I mean, if they make $1 billion or whatever and then Marvel wants half of that there, that's still $500,000 that you guys are getting or whatever. Or basically, Disney back off a little bit and give Sony a little bit more of what they want to sort of butter them up. Obviously, I'm not suggesting you go and buy Sony or whatever. That's not what I'm suggesting at all there. Because then you're going to be getting into that territory of like, monopolies or whatever there, all that nonsense. Although that would solve this problem pretty well there, a la what happened with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. Now they're owned by Disney and are going to eventually be incorporated into the MCU at the time of this recording. But I think they'll find a way to make common ground about it here. So let's not everybody just take a step back, relax, and we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't happen, then all right, fine, and we'll see Tom Holland hanging out with Venom, which I wasn't. From what I haven't seen Venom, but from what I heard, it was all right. It wasn't that bad, but you know. And if they're going to be doing other stuff on that side of the coin here, they got a good amount of characters there, and Sony, you know. I mean, don't forget, they did make the Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. I mean, the third movie, take it or leave it, but the first two are great movies in their own right, you know? I mean, they did something right. If they took, what the heck is his name there? J. Jonah Jameson there, the one that played him from the original trilogy, and they put him as J. Jonah Jameson as, from Far From Home. You know, obviously they know a little bit about how to do some of this stuff there or whatnot. Although that could be attributed to the casting director or whatever, I don't know. But I'm trying to be fair to everybody involved here with all this. So let's just take a step back, see what happens. Hopefully Spider-Man won't be far from home for long. But if it's not, then that's a bummer. But if it is, if it ends up working out there, then everybody online will celebrate and have a great homecoming for him, even though he didn't go far for very long. Latest.